dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. The show is live video. So if you're listening to me right now and you want to watch me, you can go to my website, thequeenofdreams.com or www.KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com, and up in the right-hand corner, you'll see a little box that'll say Dream Vision 7 or DV7. Click on that. It'll take you to my homepage on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. And there's a little TV. Just click on that and you can watch me and not just listen to me, because I'm going to be showing you some books that I'm going to be reading dreams out of tonight. And it's always kind of nice to watch somebody, see what they're doing. And any guests who call in, you may be able to see them too. And if you would like to call in during my show, I'd love to talk to you. You can call 646-558-8656. And then you've got to put in the ID, which is 8836953587, and then press the pound sign to listen, or to, and that'll be like raising your hand. So I know those were numbers to remember. My website that I just told you about, The Queen of Dreams, or Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, and on Dreamvision 7 little box, a little button up there in the right-hand side, upper right-hand side, you'll see all of that call-in information on Vision 7 Radio Network page, which is Dreaming Healing. You know, how many people are having precognitive dreams during the COVID lockdown, that I wanted to spend this hour with you tonight just going over those dreams, because I think they're absolutely amazing. And I really do think that we're going to have some call-ins tonight with some pretty amazing dreams. So you don't want to go anywhere. You want to stick with me through this show, because some of those are just unbelievable. Many people have cognitive dreams, and what that means is they're having dreams and then they're finding that the dreams are coming true. They're having dreams where they're seeing maybe a certain sign or symbol in their dream, and then in their waking world, they're seeing that same sign and symbol. Those are synchronicities that I call them bleeding through from your dream world to your waking world, and to show you how our dreams are and how much power they have. Just talking about them right now, you may have heard that little click. That was my phone. My phone turned itself on and typed in the word dreams. So, you know, tonight I'm going to share some amazing dreams with you that were sent to me by email. And there was one in particular that I found so incredible, and it was about Lego people and little Lego cars. And then some dreams, dreamers who actually had their dreams true and validated are going to be from this book right here, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases. And this book was co-authored with me by Dr. Larry Burke, who is the chief of radiology at Duke University Medical. So what was happening was, as these women were coming in for cancer treatment, he would ask them, how did you find your cancer? Did you find it yourself in the shower? Did you feel it? Did you see it in an MRI, mammogram? How did you find it? And they were saying to him, I found it in my dreams. My dreams told me I had cancer. And then I went to my doctor, and my doctor did another test, and the test validated the dream. That's like Dr. Freud on steroids. Usually people go to the doctor, they find that they have an unusual mammogram or an unusual pap smear, and then they start having about them. But in this book, it's the reverse. They dream and they go to their doctor does a test, and tests validate the dreams. So these dreams that I'm going to share with you out of this book are cutting edge. They're amazing, absolutely amazing, because they were validated by conventional science and conventional pathology reports. So dreams are real. Dreams speak to us. They're telling us very important things. For watching me, I'm this this little message up on the screen that my internet and then strong again and weekend strong again. Have no idea why, but let's keep our fingers crossed and hope it hangs with us all night long. So before we get into all of this, let's start the show off with our favorite protection and clearing meditation. For those of you who are new, who haven't done this show with me before, we do this meditation before every show, and what it does is it clears your whole aura off. We're using some deceased loved one, you know, a parent, a grandparent, a friend. It can be an amulet. So I want you to imagine holding it in your hand, even if it's a favorite flower or a crystal, a piece of jewelry, anything that holds the power of love for you, that's going to be our power gift. And then we're going to actually build a mirrored bubble around us that's only going to let the very best things in. Okay, ready? So sit comfortably, and together we're going to take in 3 deep breaths, and then we're going to hold them. And anything that is not of our highest and best is going to go into that breath of life and get blown out across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where it's going to be converted into beautiful golden energy and returned to the universe. So we're not littering. Okay. All right. So sit comfortably, close your eyes, kind of feel yourself relaxing and being centered. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Now blow it out across the room into that purple flame of Saint Germain. Take another deep breath in. Imagine any little tiny negativity getting breath. Now blow it out in the flame. One time, deep breath in. Hold it. Hold it. Blow it out across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain. Empty your lungs out. All the negativity out. Blow it right into that flame and watch it turn into positive, beautiful light that's returned to the universe. Imagine a power gift in your hand. Hold it and swing it around your head and your whole body to create a mirrored bubble of protective light around you that only allows that which is the highest and best and brought by your spirit guides or guardian angel into that beautiful bubble. Anything else that is not of our highest and best is reflected back from where it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. You might want to move your neck around a little bit, your shoulders, and just relax. It just feels so good. You know, sometimes you know what you're made of until you start to fall apart and your best parts pop together. In COVID, during this crisis, many of us are experiencing that right now, and our dreams can help us. Dreams are an amazing journey into a parallel realm. It's a parallel realm that is, it's neither of the living nor the dead, but it's an area where both can visit each other and share information. Share information that's very important to the living. Our dreams are amazing because they bring us into this parallel realm. And I remember right after my mom died, I was so sad. I was diagnosed with it, but at that time I didn't know it. And I remember stating my intention before I went to sleep. I really, really wanted to see my mom. I just felt like I needed to see her. You know, we hear all these things about, oh, they're in a better place, they're in heaven, they don't have any more troubles, they don't have any more concerns. It's just those of us left on the earth plane who do. Well, that's all well and good until finally you lose someone that you're not so quick beliefs and turn them into a knowing when they show you what's really on the other side. So I set my intention to see my mom on the other side. And then I went to sleep and I just had the strangest dream. And in the dream, my spirit guides, who are dressed like monks, those of you who have seen some of my other programs, that my spirits are dressed like Franciscan monks. They have on a big brown robe. They've usually got their hoods up. In fact, I think they've always got their hoods up. They have their hands inside their, you even see their hands, have a rope belt, leather sandals. And so usually that means they've got some information that they want to share with me, and they take me into this room between realms. And so I stepped into this room and it's all white. The whole room from ceiling is all white. You can't see where the floor ends, the walls start, the ceilings start. It's like a great big white glowing bubble. And so I have one Franciscan monk guide in front of me, I have another one behind me, and I have one beside me. And to the left of me, it's open, and it's suddenly I realize I'm like on this conveyor belt. I'm like, well, that's strange. I don't even have to walk anymore. This belt is like carrying me through this room. Notice that there are people in front of me with their spirit guides, and I can hear people behind me with their spirit guides. And all of a sudden, I look to the left, and there's my mom. My mom is standing there, 3 or 4 women, and she's just kind of standing around talking to them. And as I I talked to her, and my guide said, no, you can't do that. And I said, why not? He said, that's part of the process. And I said, but I need to talk to her. And then my mom looked at me. The women didn't. They were still talking about my mom saw me, and she mouthed the words, I love you. And I turned to my guide and I said, I can't hear her. I can see what she's saying, but I can't hear her. And he said, that's also part of the process. And before I knew it, I was past my mom and the group of women and out of the dream. The conveyor belt took me out of the dream, and I shifted into another dream, and I didn't recall that dream until the next morning when I woke up. But what was really interesting was when I woke up and I remembered the women who were standing around with my mother. I remembered there was this one woman she was talking to right beside her who looked over at me and smiled. She didn't talk to me. She didn't mouth anything. She just smiled. And I remembered her from a dream I had had when I had my wisdom teeth out. I had my wisdom teeth out, and I didn't realize I was allergic to codeine. And they gave me codeine for the pain. And the codeine made me so sick. I swear I overdosed on that codeine. It was just too strong for me. And I had blown up in the back of my mind. I fell into bed and fell asleep. So and I lifted myself up off the bed and I looked out in the hallway, and it was really bright out there, like someone had turned on the light, and I could hear some men laughing. And there was a woman next to my bed. Kind of came down, it was smooth, and then it just kind of curled under softly. And she had dresses from like the 50s. The rest of the dress and pleated, and she had on peep toe shoes. And I noticed the shoes first because I was still looking for her. And she looked down at me, and a voice from the hallway said, is she going to be okay? And the woman beside me in the bed said, but it's going to be okay. Yeah. Okay, but you, the noise waking her up. And they were laughing and joking. And I laid back down and I went to sleep. So when I woke up, my mom came over. This was way before my mom had passed away. This was like 10 years before she had passed away, and I had just gotten married. My mom came over and I told her my dream. And I thought, oh, my mom's going to think I'm really nuts. You know, she's going to probably think I'm certifiable. And she just stood there and looked at me, and I thought, yeah, no, I probably shouldn't have told her that dream because she's not looking so good. And she looked at me and she said, that was your aunt. And I said, what aunt? And she said, the aunt that died before you were born, my sister. They called her the Duchess because she was so tall, and she was very blonde, and she wore her hair in a page boy. And I forgot to tell you this part. When the voices were coming in from the hallway, she said, hold it down. Frank, you guys are too late to waken her up. And so I told my mom, I said to the voices in the hallway, she called one of them Frank. And she said Frank was her husband. So I could not have any of that because I had not met any of these people in my lifetime. But getting back to the dream where I was on the conveyor belt, as I'm going past my mom, the conveyor belt, woman in my dream who had page boy hair, page boy cut hair, who was talking to her husband, Frank, was standing next to my mother, speaking to my mother. And that was her sister. So my mother was in that room between realms, waiting for me to come by on the conveyor belt with my guides. Who was with her, who had died maybe 30 years before then. And she was back with her. And I would venture to say, if I had to make a guess, that the other women in that dream while I was going through on the conveyor belt was her mother, which was my grandmother, and maybe some other people, like mother's best friend named Pearl. All the women who were in her life were in that dream, waiting for me to go by. And maybe she wanted me to see that she was with them. She was all right. She was fine. And that she did still love me. So, hey, don't go away. We're going to be right back. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision7radio.com. And I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, aka the Queen of Dreams. And you can put that into Google search to find out more about me. We'll be right back.
Ever had a strange dream? Nautilus Award winner, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases by Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos and Duke University radiologist Dr. Larry Burke. Forward by Dr. Bernie Siegel, shares how people like you self-advocated in the face of adversity and won using dreams. Read life-saving dream stories validated by medical reports. Hear how dreams of dead loved ones saved lives. Use interpretations and journaling as roadmaps in your waking world for health, wealth, and love. Dreams That Can Save Your Life. Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases. Buy the audio and book at KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com in English and Italian worldwide and through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers.
How did life start on Earth, and why is there so much suffering? Are we living in a simulated reality like the characters in the Matrix movie? Do parallel dimensions exist alongside ours, influencing our experience? What are the mysterious dark energies that penetrate our universe? Peter Canova folds space and time to bring the twin bookends of ancient wisdom and quantum science into a single focal point, answering these and many other deep mysteries of the creation. Quantum Spirituality can be heard every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific on syndicated Dreamvision 7 radio network. See the show where past and present merge to show us our future.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvision 7 radio network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back. You are listening to Dreaming Healing on syndicated Dreamvisions7radio.com. I'm your host, author Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. If you've got any questions, you can call 646-558-8656, and the ID number is 8836-953587, and then just press the pound to listen or chat. Just before the break, we were talking about connecting with our loved ones on the other side in our dreams. Those, I call those visitation dreams, and they can really put our minds to ease. Excuse me, I've got allergies happening here. They can really put our minds at ease when we've lost someone that we really, really love. One of the other interesting about having a dream is we can be given information. And I found from many of your emails that you're sending me, then you can send me your emails to katkan@comcast.net, and that's KATKAN@comcast.net. What I'm seeing is during this COVID pandemic, many people are connecting with their deceased loved ones because there's so much fear going on right now. People are very afraid. They are separated from their families. They can't really visit their families, although it's starting to loosen up with people getting their COVID vaccinations. But still, there's concerns. A lot of people have lost their businesses. A lot of people have lost their friends. And as you can see here, my phone is just turning itself on and talking to me, giving me a little series. Siri is very active right now, so I'm going to turn it off again so it doesn't start talking to us. But that often happens when I'm talking about dreams. My phone will turn on. And so while we're going through this pandemic, many of us are being visited in our dreams by our deceased loved ones. And so I want to share with you some of the dreams that have been coming in to me during this time. One of the ones that I found so interesting was the Lego dream. And somebody sent me this dream by email. And they said that they were having this wasn't their first dream. Like, they didn't just lay down, fall asleep, and start to have this dream. This dream shifted from another dream. And in the dream, this man found that he was suddenly a Lego person, a Lego car. And he was driving on a beach. And he was passing other Lego people in Lego cars. And he's looking around, and all of a sudden he hits a little bump in the sand, and his whole Lego car just like shakes and stops, and it can't make it over the bump. So he gets out of his car, his little Lego car, and And as soon as he steps out of his little Lego car, he gently picks up his little Lego car and he puts it on the other side of the great big sand bump. And then he's driving until he comes to mountains. And when he comes to the mountains and there's a road, he sees all these little Lego cars with Lego people lined up for miles and miles and miles going into this town. And he looks at them and he thinks, I'm not going to get in that line. I'm not going to wait in that line. So he pulls his little Lego car off of the main road and he takes it up into the mountains. And he says that his dream then shifts. He doesn't know where he goes, and that's basically the end of his dream. And what did that mean? Well, if that were my dream, at that time that he sent that dream to me, we were still in the midst of the pandemic, and people were very fragile. Lego people are very fragile. If you think of what a car means in our dreams, our car is how we get from one place to another. It's almost like our house on wheels. And our house in the dreams is us. So in a way, our car is us moving from one place to another. So if we have flat tires, it might mean that we are having trouble moving around. If our engine overheats in our car, it could mean that we're running a fever. I mean, our cars are kind of a reflection of us. So in his dream, he sees his life or his car as being extremely fragile. Can't even make it over a little tiny hump of sand. Can't do it. But he can get out of his life, his fragile life, and he becomes a strong person. And he can take his fragile little life and put it over a hump of sand and then get back into it, becoming fragile again himself and driving his fragile life toward the mountains. Now, if you remember when the pandemic first struck, people were getting out of the big cities. Remember that? They were all getting out of the cities. They were getting into their cars. There were all these long lines of cars, just kind of lining up to get food, to get water, to get out of town, to go into the mountains, to get into the woods and the fresh air. So in his, he sees all these cars lined up together to go somewhere or do something. And he decides he's going to take the path less traveled. If you remember the poet Jack Frost, the path less traveled. And he takes it, he goes to the right, which is the future. The left is the past. He goes to the right, goes up into the mountains where he will be safe. So his dream was telling him, yes, you're fragile right now. Your life is fragile. Your body is fragile. You've got to be careful. Don't follow the lines. Take the path less traveled and keep yourself safe by distancing yourself. So if you've had a similar dream to that, I'd love to hear about it. Send it to me at catcan@comcast.net and I will answer you. So let's talk about some of the other dreams that are in this book right here. Dreams that can save your life, early warning signs of cancer and other diseases. There's one dream in here that is absolutely amazing. And I want to start with that dream. It's a short. It saved my life. Yeah, silver spaceship. You know, we're talking about a Lego car. Oh, this is a spaceship. So this was written by Dana Anderson. And she writes, at age 29, as a single mom with a 2-year-old daughter, I was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer. Although I was going through chemotherapy and all the usual procedures to try and save my life, the prognosis was not good. In fact, I had a chance. Nonetheless, I was determined to live and be able to raise my daughter and pursue every possible means of healing. In the midst of all this, I had a dream I truly believe saved my life. So this is Dana's dream, and she named it the Silver Spaceship. Dream, aliens landed in a silver spaceship. They approached me and told me, what you need is called interferon. And then they handed me some. So what happened was she was asleep, because I interviewed her for this story. She was sound asleep in her bed, and she dreamed that she woke up. And she dreamed that she saw this light in the backyard. And she got out of bed in her dream, and she walked out into the backyard. And this big silver spaceship had come down and landed in the backyard. And she's standing there looking at it when a door comes down, and these little silver men walk down this ramp, walk her, and they say to her, you need a drug called interferon. She goes, what? They said, interferon. Remember that, interferon. And they took her hand and they gave her. This is what it like. Go to your doctor when you need interferon. And then they turned around and they went back. They got back in the spaceship and they took off. And she dreamed that she went back in her house, got back in, fell, and the next thing woke up, remembered her dream. So then she goes on to say, I had what interferon was, but the message was so clear and the word so distinct. I had worked with dreams enough to recognize aliens are a metaphor for information coming from above and beyond. Because the message was vivid and precise, I went to my doctor the next day and told my doctor about the dream. Yeah, how many of us would do that, right? Not me. He was silent for a moment and then said that interferon was a new type of treatment, currently still being tested. He was struck by the fact that I had dreamed this very unusual and particular word. On that basis, he wrote me a prescription for interferon, which acts to boost the blood cells of the immune system. This is one of several specific healing dreams I had that after taking the interferon, the cancer went into full remission and remains that way today, 18 years later. So this happened now 20 years ago. At the time that she was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer, they gave her a 5% chance of surviving. She has this dream, and it makes you wonder, did she really have a dream? She had this dream that these aliens landed in her backyard, walked up to her and told her about a medicine she'd never heard of, didn't know anything about, handed her a pill and said, interferon, you need to take interferon. She told the doctor, she goes, her doctor had a dream that aliens landed in the yard and gave her this medicine, and he's shocked that she knows the name of the medicine because it's still in the study. The most interesting part of this whole story is she lived to walk her daughter down the aisle. Her daughter got married She did not die. So Dr. Larry Burke says, and this is, again, this is in the book. Dr. Larry Burke, his comment on this says, interferon is a type of protein made by the cells in response to tumor cells. It can be made as a drug through a gene technology and is administered along with chemotherapy regimens. So Dana would be able to dream specifically of such, she would not be able to dream specifically such a high therapy. That was extremely remarkable. So, you know, our dreams are amazing. They're a way that we not only just speak to our inner selves, it's a way that other dimensions, like the dimension of my mother, with all of her relatives who had passed over, it's the way we can go into another dimension and speak with beings of that other dimension. And sometimes that can actually save our life. Before we take another quick break, I want to share one more dream with you. And it's called the raw food diet dream. And this is by Diane. She chose to keep her last name anonymous in the book. Some people did not want their families to know that in this book, a number of doctors who are actually in this book with their dreams. And so we respected that. She says, I had a lumpectomy after my diagnostic precognitive dream and wasn't certain what types of therapies to pursue, as described in Dr. Larry Burke's book, Let Magic Happen. And so she pondered some strong advice from her doctors to undergo chemotherapy and radiation therapy and consulted with several other holistic oncologists. And so then she had this very vivid dream of different raw vegetables every night. So each night she'd have a different dream. And the first night was about green beans. And in the dream, green beans were hanging on a clothesline, gently blowing in the breeze. And then the next night she had a dream about a rabbi. And in the dream, she went to a teaching session with this rabbi. And each person before me walked in and the rabbi gave them a prayer book. But when he saw her, he handed her a large bowl of fresh vegetables. And the most interesting part of this dream is a few weeks later, she met the actual rabbi in her dream. And she worked with him on becoming a vegetarian and eating a strict vegetable diet. She's still alive today. Don't go away. We're going to be right back after this quick break. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision7radio.com.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Ever had a strange dream? Nautilus Award winner, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases by Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos and Duke University radiologist Dr. Larry Burke, forward by Dr. Bernie Siegel, shares how people like you self-advocated in the face of adversity and won using dreams. Read life-saving dream stories validated by medical reports. Hear how dreams of dead loved ones saved lives. Use interpretations and journaling as roadmaps gaps in your waking world for health, wealth, and love. Dreams that can save your life. Early warning signs of cancer and other diseases. Buy the audio and book at KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com in English and Italian worldwide and through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers.
Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing by three-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe-Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Darkest hours to brightest moments, transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe-Kanavos. Available on SacredStoriesPublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Section of Dream. And I'm your host, author, and video podcaster, Kat Kanavos, Kathleen O'Keefe-Kanavos, or the producer. Handle that. Whenever you're ready, producer, we can talk to the caller.
Hi, Kat. I'm sorry. There was, for some reason, the screen was black for a minute. It took me a second to figure out how to make this work. Okay, I'm a little embarrassed about this dream. I'm in my 60s, been by myself for a while, and so it's kind of an unusual dream. And I don't know if it's connected with COVID or not, but ever since I've had that COVID shot, I've had the weirdest dreams. So here it goes. It's a little embarrassing. I found myself showing young men how to put on condoms. Again, not my normal practice or my normal dreams. It was kind of really out there, and it really bothered me, to be honest. And I can't believe I'm sharing this with you, but okay, I'll get off the air and let you deal with that. I'll be listening. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, what a great dream. No, seriously, that's a great dream, especially during COVID, because what is a condom? A condom is protection. And what is it we are focusing on during COVID lockdown? Protection, putting a barrier between us, lack of contact, being safe. Look at everything that condom represents. And then there's another aspect to this as well. You know, it's interesting, you're a woman calling in. Yeah, you're in your 60s, but in our dreams, we're almost ageless. In our dreams, we're often in our time, whatever is years old. And so during COVID, it's very, very important that if we're going to start a family, we need to think really hard and strong about that right now, because the vaccine could affect the fetus, COVID could affect the fetus. So again, it's kind of important that we have sex during COVID, if we have it at all. I mean, some of us are locked, with internet dating. I mean, it's getting safer than that, right? So when you kind of break down that dream, you see that the dream is all about protection and putting a layer of protection between you and someone else, reducing contact. And so I would venture to say, with the dream that you're having, until you reach that point where you've had your second shot and it's 2 weeks after that shot, you need to really protect yourself. Maybe you're going to come in contact with someone who has active COVID. And until your inoculation really kicks in, it's important that you use safety measures. So it's a great dream. Thank you so much for sharing it. I want to thank all of my listeners for making Dreaming Healing such a great success. If you don't want to share your dreams live, like we just had right now, you can email them to me on my website, The Queen of Dreams, or catcan@comcast.net, and I'll read them on the show, just using your first name. Basically what I did in this book here, where people didn't want to share their full name. For our new listeners, there is a free gift for you in the right-hand corner of my website. You can get to at the or Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. There's also a promotion package for you authors who are publishing your books, or any books, if you need to have some promotion. If you're a writer and you'd like to be in our very last Sacred Stories books, we did, there it is, Chaos to Clarity, Crappy to Happy, and now we are doing Mayhem to Miracles. That's going to be the third and the last book in this series. I'm still collecting a few last stories. There's not much room left in the book. We are publishing them and sharing them with Dennis Potoko, the CEO of Biz Catalyst 360 magazine. He's one of our promoters. You can go into the upper right-hand corner of my website and click the button that says Get Published. It'll take you right to the page so that you can see how to share your story. And you'll be joining James Redfield of the Celestine Prophecies, because he's going to be in the book, and Dr. Bernie Siegel's in the book, and Reverend Temple Hayes is also writing the foreword of this book. So you're going to be in the book. Amazing. There's one spot left on the cover, from what I understand. And this show tonight is going to be blogged on Pathos, Above and Beyond the Five Senses, and it's going to be made into an article for Biz Catalyst 360 magazine. My column in there is called Living Your Dream, and it's going to be posted on my Facebook professional page, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, author, speaker, dream expert, and Dreams That Can Save Your Life Facebook page. And also, for those of you who are in the Palm Springs area, watch for my article on dreams in the magazine Desert Health, the Valley's leading resource for health and wellness. That's going to be out the beginning of every month. And it's available everywhere in all of the grocery stores and bookstores. So I want to thank everybody again for tuning in tonight, and I hope to see you at the end of the month, the Tuesday at the end of the month, which is the 27th, when I'm going to be having a David Gershon on, And he's going to be talking about it's going to be like a big peace event that he's doing all around the world. And so if you tune in to that show, you'll know more about it. Then it's really remarkable. He's going to be having worldwide peace. And, we could really use that right now. So one of the things I want to leave you with before I close the show tonight is, I've learned a few things from being a 3-time breast cancer survivor. And one of the things that I really learned is that you're not going to get anywhere in life standing on the sidelines of the game of life and death with your fingers crossed, waiting for someone else to take action for you. So what I want to do is share something with you out of my book, Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing. And it's actually in the preface. And one of the tips that I share in the book is that you get nowhere standing on the sidelines of the game of life and death, fingers crossed, waiting for someone else to take your action for you. You've got to jump into the game. You've got to be active player. Sure, you might do something wrong, but I believe it's better to learn from my own mistakes than to learn from somebody else's. Another tip is that life is not a spectator sport. You are responsible for yourself. Play. Jump in the game and play it. Don't worry about not doing a good job or not playing well or making a mistake. Don't think about that. Just get into the game and play the game. Remember, your inner self uses signs and symbols that include and go beyond dreams to communicate with you, especially during any crisis, such as divorce, financial problems, health issues, and COVID. So right now, it's really important that although many of us are still in lockdown, many of us are limited in our movement, we haven't regained our full life, still in the game of life. So play, okay? So until next time, remember, wake up to your dream messages. Everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. So, good night, everybody, and sweet dreams.
Thank you for joining us this evening, and a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS. Or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.